Buffalo won the toss. They have deferred. Patriots will receive. Bill Belichick in his 12th season as head coach in New England. He's led the Patriots to 3 Super Bowl titles in that 4-year stretch. And there's Chan Gailey, the head coach of the Bills, in his 2nd season as the head man of Buffalo. Ryan Lindell getting ready to kick it away. It'll be a combination of Matthew Slater and Julian Edelman. Edelman in his 3rd year out of Kent State. He's averaged 26 yards per kickoff return. Only 4 kick returns. Matthew Slater has been the primary kickoff returner, 4-year player out of UCLA. The 2-0 Bills, the 2-0 Patriots, and we are underway. As Edelman lets it go flying out of the end zone. And here comes Tom Brady off the 31 for 40, 423 yards a week ago.
Well, Marv, the best part of his game, Tom Brady knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball, and he doesn't make very many mistakes. You think about last year, over 500 pass attempts and just 4 interceptions.
Patriots start out from their 20-yard line. They go to the ground. Then Jarvis Green Ellis picked up 3, stopped by the strong safety George Wilson. A look at that offensive line for the Patriots, a very physical group with Dan Connolly at center. He's moved from right guard, replacing the injured Dan Copeland, longtime center for the Patriots. Backfield and receivers. Rob Gronkowski, a favorite target of Tom Brady, particularly with Aaron Hernandez, as we mentioned, sidelined by the knee injury. Brady facing pressure, completes for the first down. Gets it out to Wes Welker at the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 11.
Really good job with pass protection there.
And a look at the defensive front 3. Kyle Williams, Pro Bowler, 5.5 sacks last year to lead Buffalo. The linebackers, Nick Barnett, the former Packer, is their leading tackler. And they go to the hurry-up. It's Green Ellis, stopped by Barnett. Barnett had 14 total tackles last week. Pickup of 1 for Green Ellis. He is known as the law firm in New England. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, although Ben Jarvis says there's no litigation involved in his case.
Yeah, you think about it, he entered last season as the Patriots' 5th running back, finished as their first 1,000-yard rusher since 2004.
2nd down and 9. Good move after the catch by the tight end, Rob Gronkowski, who is so tough to bring down. And Rich, aside from the fact that the Patriots have a lot of excellent receivers, all of them excellent after making the catch.
Yeah, they're great with yards after the catch, Marv, but they're also willing to put Gronkowski out wide against the cornerback. He runs very good routes for a big man.
First down at the New England 45, play action. And Brady completes. He has Welker. Wes Welker on a 33-yard pass play. The free safety, Jarris Bird, was able to make the tackle.
Well, you're going to see a lot of play action with that counter action to the left. They like the protection, and Wes Welker is so hard to find. Does a nice job finding the holes in the secondary. He's so small, you lose track of him on the back end.
Another New England first down. Green Ellis gets inside the 20. He went for 4. The stop by Danny Batten. How about Wes Welker? Last year coming back strong after tearing up that left knee in the final game of 2009, and he led the Patriots with 86 receptions.
He's so reliable in the middle of the field. That's where he does most of his damage and those underneath routes. Been Tom Brady's favorite target over the last 4 seasons.
Second down and 6. Brady making changes. Welker in the slot moving around. And again, it is Welker. Picked up 9 for the first down.
You just have to really be ready for the no huddle, the fast up-tempo approach. Brady, even when they huddle, they get in and out so quick. And that's really going to be the challenge today for this Bills defense. We saw them at practice on Friday. They're all wearing wristbands. Got to get in and out of the huddle and get lined up and be able to make adjustments at the line of scrimmage.
First and goal at the 9. As you saw Brady hitting on his first 4. That's the tight end Gronkowski in the backfield. The handoff to Green Ellis. And they swarm him, gang tackled. Talking about those wristbands, in effect, they have all the defensive plays on those bands similar to what a quarterback will have, so they can make quick decisions.
Yeah, I'm looking out there. I don't see as many of them with them today. On practice on Friday, they were all wearing them. You see Sean Merriman, he doesn't have it on. They had them all, every defensive player, defensive linemen, linebackers, corners, and safeties, they were all wearing the wristbands. Maybe they have it all memorized today. I don't know.
Second and goal at the 9. Green Ellis in the backfield, and a flag is thrown.
False start, number 87, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
It is called on the tight end, Rob Gronkowski. The referee is Carl Cheffers.
Well, we talked about the keys to the game. Talked to Chan about this the other day. Holding them to field goals in the red zone. Short tackling, make them earn every yard. Don't give up explosive plays in the passing game, but they've got to be good in this part of the field. You've got to hold Brady in this offense to 3s and not 7s.
Second and goal. Brady out of the gun again. Brady finding the open receiver. Touchdown, Wes Welker. His 3rd touchdown of the season. It's a 14-yard play, and the Patriots have a 6-0 lead.
Well, you see Wes Welker right there. He's going to make you pay, and he's going to go after Drayton Florence. And Brady is so good with his accuracy, the decision-making, but Wes Welker, he runs all those option routes where he starts one way and works back the other.
Steven Gostkowski for the extra point. Quick start by the Patriots as they march 80 yards for the score. Nine plays, 80 yards. It took 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Capped off by the touchdown pass to Wes Welker. And as you see, Brady, 5 for 5, 75 of those 80 yards. Brad Smith and C.J. Spiller are back deep. You see Spiller out of the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20. Wes Welker with his 4th catch in the first 5 minutes. Rich spending his time yesterday at Niagara Falls. Just
you know it, brother.
Feel for the
honeymoon capital of the world.
For the area. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 7 touchdowns, only 1 interception to this point, and throws on first down. Stevie Johnson outracing the right corner, lead about 33 yards on the play.
Well, we talked to Ryan Fitzpatrick on Friday. He said, we've got to come out and take shots early against this secondary. This secondary has been victimized the first 2 weeks of the season. Miami got after him, and San Diego did as well.
Two running backs being utilized by the Bills.
Well, they love this empty, no backfield set. 5 eligible receivers out in the route. The ball comes out very quick.
So the two runners are up on the right side. That was picked off on a deflection. On the interception, Kyle Arrington. Fitzpatrick making the tackle. Arrington with his second interception of the season, and he is back from a concussion that was suffered last week in the game against the Chargers.
Well, Donald Jones has to make this catch. It goes right off of his fingertips, and Arrington is right there to make the play. A very opportunistic defense. They led the league in interceptions a year ago, and they were second in takeaways.
27-yard return for Arrington in his third season out of Hofstra. And as we mentioned earlier, we talk about that secondary. Sergio Brown is playing for the injured Patrick Chung, who had surgery on his right thumb. Patriots 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 35. Beautifully thrown pass, caught at the 30-yard line. It's good for 5 as Julian Edelman comes up with the reception.
Well, we get a good look at Chad Ochocinco there. He's going to get a lot of opportunities today and a lot more snaps because of the tight end situation in New England. Rob Gronkowski, the tight end. Aaron Hernandez out today with a knee injury, and they waived Rob's older brother Dan earlier this week. So just one tight end up and available for the Patriots.
2nd and 5 at the Buffalo 30. Last week, Ochocinco with just 2 catches. He was on the field for only 17 snaps. And here's Brady with the rifle for the 1st and goal as he connects with Wes Welker.
Well, you don't have enough defensive backs to cover all these receivers. And the problem is you're going to have George Wilson, a safety, matched up on Wes Welker. And that's a problem. Actually, that's not George Wilson. That's Aaron Williams, the rookie. And you know Tom Brady, when he sees a rookie like Aaron Williams out there, he's going to take that matchup all day.
24-yard gain, 1st and goal at the 6. Green Ellis in the backfield standing next to Brady. Welker to the right. A long look here by Brady. Terrific protection. And the pass off the mark. The first incompletion, that was in the area of Deion Branch. First incompletion tossed by Brady, who had lots of time.
Yeah, we talk about too often in this offense, it's Brady or Welker, the tight ends of the running game. We don't talk enough about the job this offensive line does. Look at all this time for Tom Brady. They've been outstanding. They give him plenty of time to sit in the pocket and make good, accurate throws.
How about that? 12 plays, 114 yards already for the Patriots, who are looking at a 2nd and goal at the 6. They lead it 7-0. Brady again able to stand in. Brady will run. Penalty marker down as Brady is taken down just short of the goal line. He picked up 5. Aaron Williams making the stop on Brady.
That's not something we often see. Tom Brady pulling the ball down and actually running with it. That defensive holding here.
Holding, number 50. Defense at the distance to the goal. Add it to the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
It's called on Nick Barnett, inside linebacker.
Well, you see Nick Barnett right here. He's going to be coming in. This is a problem. You know, you got to cover these receivers on crossing routes. He's just trying to grab a hold of Wes Welker. Can't grab him, particularly in that part of the field. Nick Barnett has been a real bright spot in the middle of this defense. Leads the team with 18 tackles. Brought him in to help shore up this run defense.
And he is the guy who wears the headset in contact with the Buffalo sideline. By Fitzpatrick, who was picked off just a moment ago, leading to this Patriots series. 1st and goal inside the 1. And Green Ellis is stopped by Nick Barnett.
Well, this is an offense that really doesn't carry a fullback, and so in that situation, you put a linebacker in there and have him try and open up the hole. Dane Fletcher lining up at fullback. The more you can do, you think about how They used to use Mike Vrabel in this offense at tight end and doing those different things. You get a good look at the linebacker Fletcher behind Brady.
There's the play fake, and it is caught. Touchdown, Rob Gronkowski.
Well, this should never happen. If you don't circle number 87 in this part of the field and you're the Buffalo defense, something is wrong. Brady loves to throw the ball to his tight end in this part of the field. The guy had 10 touchdowns last year. You see him right here at the bottom of your screen. He had 10 touchdowns last year. He's already got 3 this year. The play action gets it done. Jairus Byrd not able to make the play. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's got such long arms, and he does a great job catching the ball away from his body.
And Richie is an enormous target at 6'6". Tom Brady says Gronkowski's hands are so big, and at that height, he is so difficult to deal with. Rob Gronkowski with his 3rd touchdown of the season. Back in Buffalo, we did want to mention that between September the 15th and October the 15th, the NFL and its teams are honoring the contributions of their Hispanic fans, players, and communities through designated games and celebrations. And earlier today, the Bills honored Ralph Hernandez, the president and West District representative for the Buffalo Board of Education, with the NFL Hispanic Heritage Leadership Award. Well, this here in the early moments is a reality check for the 2-0 Buffalo Bills. They are down to the Patriots 14-0. Gostowski with the kick to the combination of Brad Smith, C.J. Spiller, and it's another deep kick. Spiller out of the end zone again, and Buffalo will start from its 20-yard line. The Bills back in possession. They managed to run off only 2 plays. One was intercepted. It's been all Patriots here at the start. Fred Jackson gets the call. Jackson getting to the outside. Always a very tough guy to bring down. As we look at the Bills up front at the right guard spot, Chad Reinhardt is playing for the injured Craig Urbick, who's out with a knee problem. And the receivers and backfield, Stevie Johnson, who made that beautiful catch early on. Last season, 82 receptions, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, off to a good start this season. 2nd down and 3. Fitzpatrick got the time, has the 1st down, combining with the tight end, Scott Chandler. Ron Mayo making the stop. Up front for the Patriots, the nose tackle, Vince Wilfork, who last week came up with his first career interception, picking off Phillip Rivers, leading to a touchdown. Gerard Mayo making the Pro Bowl for the first time last season. Leads in tackles. And Sergio Brown, 2nd-year player out of Notre Dame, is playing for the injured Patrick Chung. Play action. And Fitzpatrick throws, and is caught for a 1st down and more. David Nelson, 6'5", 2nd-year player out of Florida, goes for 20. What did Bill Belichick tell us last night? Said he and the Bills were interested in David Nelson. Patriots wanted to sign him.
Absolutely, and David Nelson has really played well. 10 catches last week, 5 of them coming on that final drive against the Raiders. At 6'5", big target for Ryan Fitzpatrick in the middle of the field.
David Nelson, a guy who played only part-time in college at Florida and has been in a starring role for the Bills over the first 2 games. Again, a play action move by Fitzpatrick, and he's able to complete. Once again, it is Nelson, just a short advance, picked up 3. David Nelson with, as you mentioned, the 10 receptions, career high last week, including 5 on that game-winning drive in the come-from-behind victory over Oakland. 83 receiving yards at career high, including the game-winning touchdown.
And he really jumped out at me at practice on Friday. He looks like a power forward at 6'5", and yet he runs receivers like runs routes like a receiver. Very, very good for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Quick release, and again through the hands, which was close to an interception. Brad Smith, the intended receiver. Brad Smith, who is all over the field. Chad Gailey using him as he did Cordell Stewart, Stewart that is, when Chad was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we do see the Wildcat from time to time.
You always have to be prepared for the Wildcat with Chan Gailey, and he loves Brad Smith. You're going to see different plays, different formations each week with him in the game.
Smith is lined up in the slot to the left. Fitzpatrick. Johnson makes the catch. First down, Buffalo.
Well, Ryan Fitzpatrick told us on Friday there are passing yards to be points to be had against this defense. We just can't turn it over. And I really think the mindset for Ryan Fitzpatrick and this Buffalo offense, each possession is absolutely critical. You have to come away with points on each possession. I just think you've got to assume that Tom Brady and that offense on the other side will score every time they get the ball.
First down at the Patriot 31-yard line. Fred Jackson, C.J. Spiller in the backfield. Jackson trying the right side. A group of Patriots led by the right defensive end, Andre Carter, making the stop.
You can see they're trying to see Sergio Brown trying to get that ball out. He's actually punching at it. They do a good job on ball extraction, something the Patriots defenders work on each and every day in practice.
Second down and 9 at the New England 30 as we come up on 2 minutes to play here in the first. Diving catch is made by Johnson. He was untouched, tried to get up, and then covered up by the combination of Brandon Spikes and Lee Bodden.
Well, Stevie Johnson, very good route runner. Look how far off they're playing up at the top. You see Lee Bodden there. And talking to Ryan Fitzpatrick, he really likes the matchup, his receivers against this secondary for New England. They play a lot of man-to-man coverage. 80% of the snaps coming into this game were man-to-man. Chan Gailey was very curious. Were they going to play man-to-man against our receivers, or we're going to see something different this week?
And another pass from Fitzpatrick. Nelson with the catch at the marker, but a flag is down. Sergio Brown making the stop on David Nelson.
Personal foul, chop block. Number 70, defense, 15-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
That is called on the center, Eric Wood, who has taken over for the veteran Jeff Hangartner.
Well, here's where the action is. You just look right here, right in the middle of your screen, right there. When he's engaged with Reinhardt, the center can't go in there, Eric Wood, and cut him. The old high-low block. And that's how guys get knee injuries.
It is set back to a third down and 19. Again, it is Nelson, but not much there. He stopped at the 35, picked up 5. Gary Guyton.
Well, they're going to stay on the field.
On the tackle.
And that's why I think every possession is absolutely critical, Marv. We talked about the turnover on the first possession. Second possession, they get a holding penalty or a personal foul, and now they're behind in the down and distance. But I think this shows you how important each possession is. Fourth and a bunch against the Patriots. We're early in the first quarter, and they've got to come away with points.
Donald Jones splits wide to the left. Fitzpatrick going deep, and it's intercepted. Kyle Arrington with his second pick of this opening quarter. Returned it for 10. Once again, New England ball with 14 seconds to go in the first.
Well, a curious decision there by Chan Gailey, and I'm not so sure I agree with it, Marv. Had the ball at the 35-yard line. It would have been a 52-yard field goal. 4th and 14. You're going to convert less than 10% of them in this business.
The handoff goes to the rookie, Steve Ridley. Third-round draft pick out of LSU. Picked up 3 on the play. And that will do it for the first quarter. New England with a 14-0 lead on Buffalo. Sensational start for Tom Brady. Back to Buffalo after these words. You're watching the NFL on CBS. See Brady's numbers, 8 of 9, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fitzpatrick, 7 of 10. However, he's been picked off twice by the same man, Kyle Arrington. Second quarter underway. And that is deflected, intended for Wes Welker. Well, the NFL is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. You can visit the official Spanish language home of the NFL at NFL.com/Espanol for game highlights, fantasy football, and a look at your team's Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. Third down and 7. Danny Woodhead has checked into the backfield. Welker in motion comes to the near side. Brady. Intended for Deion Branch. So we will see the first punt of the game.
You watch this New England offense, they get so many receivers out on every route. 4 and 5 receivers almost every time. They rely on just 5-man protections and Tom Brady getting rid of the ball quickly.
Zoltan Mesko, second-year punter out of the University of Michigan. It was a question mark because of an injury to the left knee. That is his kicking leg. C.J. Spiller, who has great speed, is back. Here's Spiller from the 20. Found the opening, but that was closed quickly. Closed by Matthew Slater, 47-yard punt. 9-yard return. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, we talked about how important possessions are against the Patriots. 2 wasted possessions, interceptions, and New England offensively, they do as good a job as anybody converting turnovers into points.
Bills will start out from the 30-yard line. And the inside handoff for Jackson, a very elusive runner, but did not fool the Patriots. Tonight on CBS, former Indianapolis Colts tight end Marcus Pollard will compete on The Amazing Race, plus Survivor winners Ethan and Jenna. Don't miss the season premiere of The Amazing Race. That's tonight after 60 minutes only. CBS. Second down and 10. Marv Albert, Rich Gannon. We're in Orchard Park, just outside of Buffalo. We'll jump off to Fred Jackson. Met by Gerard Mayo, picked up 4. And right here we'll check in for our first update of the afternoon. Here's JB.
Marv, Houston looking to go 3-0 for the first time, Coach.
New Orleans started out quick. They win 87 yards, 9 plays, 14 yards to Owen Daniels. And New Orleans has been outscored 38-10 in the first quarter this season. Problems in New Orleans?
Neil Racker's 22-yard field goal makes it 10-0 back to Marv and Rich.
All right, guys, third down and 6 for the Bills. Minute and 40 gone by in this second quarter, but all Patriots. Stevie Johnson is tripped up. He was looking for the marker. Try to make the turn, but was taken down by the left corner, Devin McCourty.
8 of 5 on the play.
Well, just a little bit short. Really a nice effort there by Devin McCourty coming back and making that stop. You've got to get the proper depth. If you're just a little bit short, watch where he catches this right at the yard mark. You've got to get a yard in front of that yard marker so that you don't come up short.
Brian Moorman is on for his first punt. Just inside the 25, Julian Edelman is the deep man. Letterman letting the ball bounce out of bounds. A 46-yard punt. Patriots will start from deep in their territory. New England starts out at its 15. They have Edelman in the slot to the right. Brady goes the other way to Chad Ochocinco, sliding close to the marker. It's only his 4th catch of the season. He was covered by Drayton Florence, but they have to respect Ochocinco.
Yeah, he still is a great route runner, has that speed, and he's getting more and more comfortable in the offense. Talked to Tom about it last night. He came from a numbered system in Cincinnati. Everything here is memorized. A lot of new learning for Chad.
2nd and a yard, and Ridley picks up the first down. Stopped by Barnett. Stephen Ridley out of LSU, 3rd-round pick, a hard-driving runner. And talking with Tom Brady last night, we discussed that today is the 10th anniversary of his taking over as the starting quarterback. Drew Bledsoe was injured in a game against the Jets. Bledsoe had just signed that huge 10-year contract, and then the following year was traded here to Buffalo. Woodhead with short yardage. But, you know, Tom did not want to necessarily talk about his taking over for Drew Bledsoe. He turned that into a discussion regarding facing you and the Raiders in the Tuck Rule game.
Yeah, he had that sheepish grin on his face, and it's amazing how that particular game, that play, changed the fortunes of 2 franchises.
Gronkowski showing some speed in a foot race with the strong safety George Wilson. That goes for 35 yards, but his flag will bring it back.
77, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
Nate Solder.
Well, they're going to get the right tackle, the rookie Nate Solder. He's right here on your right side. He's a big man at 6 feet 8 inches tall and 330 pounds, but you see he just gets beat inside. Just watch that right hand. He gets Kelsey up a little bit high.
Brady wasting no time, lofts one to the far side, and it's broken up. Pass intended for Deion Branch, covered by Drayton Florence. So it'll be a 3rd and long, but I enjoyed watching Brady's smile as he was discussing that game.
Well, you know,
with you
think about what happened. Tom Brady was at that time still developing. You know, he goes on to win 3 Super Bowls. We go back to Oakland. John Gruden leaves and goes to Tampa Bay. You know, that game had a huge impact on the Raiders as well as the Patriots.
Brady now looking at a 3rd and 19. He completes in the open field, but it'll be shy of a first down. Again, it's the tight end Gronkowski, but the strong safety George Wilson coming up to make the tackle. It's a 15-yard play.
Very smart play here by Tom Brady. He knows he's not going to get the first down, but he plays the battle of field position. He throws the ball to his tight end Gronkowski and picks up 15 yards and lives for another down.
C.J. Spiller awaiting the punt from Mesco. It's a beautiful punt. Spiller had nowhere to go on the sideline. They cut him off. Ends up out of bounds. That's a 57-yard punt. Ross Ventrone on the tackle of Spiller. Off that beautiful 57-yard punt by Mesco and a short return by Spiller. Bills start out at their 18. Jackson. Beautiful moves by Jackson. And he has a first down. Fred Jackson, who leads the NFL in rushing, stopped by Kyle Love. Jackson picking up 11.
Well, this is what Bill Belichick told us last night. It all starts with Fred Jackson. You can't lose sight of that. They've got to be able to stop the run. The #1 rushing team in football coming into today's game, the Buffalo Bills.
How about Fred Jackson out of Coe College, working his way from the Sioux City Bandits of the United Football League. He went to NFL Europe, It's on the practice squad. Jackson around the edge as a flag is tossed. Sergio Brown on the stop. And Fred Jackson now the Bills' feature back and number one in rushing.
Number 70, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
It's on Eric Wood, the center. Eric Wood, who last year made it back from a fractured leg.
You just see him grabbing Wilfork right there, his left shoulder. He is a beast. He's a handful in the middle of that defense, a very disruptive player. A lot of times you take care of a guy like Vince Wilfork with double teams.
Wood goes 6'4", 310 pounds, but it sets the Bills back to a 1st and 20. Fitzpatrick looking for Jackson, and he fell, lost his balance. No one else in sight.
Well, they've got to get something going here. They're really struggling. The simple little things. You just see Fred Jackson. He comes out of the backfield and just trips. Little push on the end there by Rob Ninkovich gets it done. Nice job. Good alert play. You see the back getting a free release, and if you're Ninkovich, as you rush the passer, you take a shot at Fred Jackson.
And that push obviously surprised Jackson. Buffalo Bills have had their difficulties in the first quarter, last 2 games. Down to Oakland at the half, 21-3, but came back in dramatic fashion. The catch is made. Donald Jones cutting across to come up with it, covered by Kyle Arrington, but just 8 on the play.
Well, you see playing off coverage right here. McCourty does a nice job, and a little too much cushion for Donald Jones. But you start playing the down and distance in the situation in that game. You got a 2nd and 20. You just want to keep everything in front of you.
You saw a shot of Donald Jones, who came up with a critical catch down the stretch against Oakland. A fake by Fitzpatrick, goes the other way. Scudder is trapped and taken down back behind the line. The Patriots were not fooled. Gary Guyton getting the raps.
Well, they do a really nice job. They're trying to get Spiller in the screen, but take a good look at Guyton. He's not fooled at all. He's got the back in man-to-man coverage, so when he sees Spiller go to the right, Guyton is right there to make the play.
Punting unit is back. Mormon from his 6. And Edelman in single safety to Beauty by Mormon. Edelman on the return. Edelman broke a tackle. George Wilson hauled him down. A 61-yard punt and 18-yard return. Back in Buffalo, Marv Albert along with one-time NFL MVP Rich Gannon, as we look at a 2-time MVP in Tom Brady. Off to a most valuable player type start in this game 3 of the season. Completes again at midfield with Wes Welker.
I think it's before it's all said and done, Marv, we could be talking about a 4- or 5-time NFL MVP in Tom Brady. I just think he's got tremendous pocket presence. He always looks so comfortable and calm in the pocket.
That last pass good for 17. Hand off to Woodhead. Bill Belichick rotating his backs, going for the most part with Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, but we've seen the rookie, Stephen Ridley, the one-time Jet, Danny Woodhead, Brian Scott coming up from the secondary to make the tackle. That's a 2-yard advance.
Yeah, 45 times now through the first 2 games they've been in no huddle. 18 of them coming after a first down.
Brady under pressure. Just looked to get it somewhere in the flat. The pressure from Sean Merriman, the outside linebacker, who at one time was known as lights out for his devastating hits.
Well, he was one of the premier pass rushers in the game, but injuries have kind of taken their toll. He told us on Friday he feels really good. The Bills are counting on him to spark this pass rush.
Brady looking at a 3rd and 9.
1 Just a three-man rush. Plenty of time.
And he takes advantage. The tight end Gronkowski has another New England first down. Picked up 21. Jarris Bird, the free safety, making the tackle.
Well, there's an example of just rushing three. You give Tom Brady so much time. You see Gronkowski just works through the middle of those zone coverages. You say, well, do you rush 3 or 4? Do you try and blitz Tom Brady? I mean, the ball comes out so quick. I don't know that it makes a whole lot of difference.
And Brady going end zone, touchdown, Gronkowski. Patriots with a 20-0 lead. It's a 26-yard pass play. Tom Brady with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. That's 10 for the season. Stephen Gostkowski for the extra point. 5 catches, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns for the 6'6" Rob Gronkowski. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. How will these numbers sound to you, Rich? 13 of 18, 193 yards, 3 touchdowns for Tom Brady.
Sounds like a normal day at the office for Tom Brady. But you know, it's one of those deals. You give this guy opportunities. He doesn't need any more help. They've already turned it over twice, and they've had 2 3-and-outs.
Brad Smith, C.J. Spiller await the kickoff. And they'll finally be able to run one back. Spiller making his way out across the 15, and a penalty marker is down.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 51 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
That was Chris White called for the penalty.
Well, Tom Brady told us last night they want to go after the rookie corner, Aaron Williams, and they do it with Rob Gronkowski. I think after this play, Aaron Williams figures out 2 things. That Rob Gronkowski runs routes like a receiver, and he is very long, and Tom Brady is the best in the business. Extremely accurate, and he can get the ball up and down real quick. He is going to continue to go after the rookie.
Gronkowski in his 2nd NFL season. 2nd round pick out of Arizona last year. Fitzpatrick had to be very careful throwing out of his end zone, able to hit Stevie Johnson for 5, and we'll check in with JB back in our New York studios.
An understatement, coach, to say Sproles has been a big addition.
Oh my gosh, talk about speed. How about this on the turf in New Orleans instead of San Diego? Darren Sproles, 30-yard. New Orleans finally getting untracked here, guys. Marvin Rich, they run the ball a little bit down here too.
Back to the iconic Marv Albert and Rich Gannon.
Iconic.
I like it.
I'll take it.
I'll tell you, Darren Sproles has been so good for the Saints, not only in terms of the running game, but the return game as well.
Off the draw, Jackson brings across the 35. Sergio Brown making the stop, 21 yards for Fred Jackson.
Well, you just watch this hole. The center's going to block back. They get the scoop, and look at that hole for Fred Jackson. Going to drive a truck through it. Really good job getting up on the 2nd level, and he's a tough guy to bring down. Big, strong back that can make people miss.
First down for Buffalo from their 36. Patriots with a 21-0 lead. Fitzpatrick in trouble. Flag is down. Fitzpatrick running for the first down. But there is a penalty marker.
Holding, number 84. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
I'll bring it back. It's the tight end, Scott Chandler.
Well, I think Scott Chandler gets surprised a little bit. Ninkovich just bull rushes him and walks him right back in. You see right there. See, he's grabbing the right shoulder of Ninkovich right in front of the umpire. He's not going to miss that one.
How about that? Buffalo run for 40, and they've lost 44 on penalties.
They can stop shooting themselves in the foot. It's really been the story through the first half.
Fitzpatrick. It's short of a first down. The catch made by David Nelson, leaping forward. It's a 15-yard pickup. Kyle Arrington coming up
Number 15,
to make the stop.
defense. Helmet-to-helmet
But
contact.
a flag.
15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
And it is a first down for Buffalo.
Well, I don't know. That's close. You know, you got to be careful now. Anytime you get your helmet up around the headgear of the quarterback, they're going to call it.
I think the key word is defenseless. As Rob Ninkovich, the outside linebacker, made contact with Fitzpatrick.
Well, they've actually changed the rule. They said there will not be fouls unless there are forcible blows. I suppose in that case they saw Ryan Fitzpatrick's head snap back.
First and 10 from the New England 44. Spiller gets the call, goes for 3, as we talked about earlier. The Patriots with the 15 straight wins against the Bills, 20 of the last 21. The last win for Buffalo in New England, opening day of the 2003 season. Buffalo beating New England 31-0. Remember, Lawyer Malloy, who was dropped by New England in a salary cap move, ended up with the Bills, and he helped spark his new team to the win. But since then, all New England. David Nelson. Nelson gets down to the 15 on a 26-yard hookup. He was bumped out by Bodden and Arrington.
Well, you have to keep reminding yourself, if you're New England, the Bills fell behind 21-3 last week and got booed on their way to the locker room. This team will not give up. Really nice. Watch him finish right here. You think this is not important to a guy like David Nelson? Look at that reaction.
5 catches, 68 yards for Nelson. First down at the Patriot 15. Jackson. Rick Jackson picks up 4 as we have hit the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Patriots up 21-0.
Let's go, Buffalo!
Bills have a 2nd and 6 at the Patriot 11. And Rich, as well as New England has played at the offensive end, there certainly have been questions defensively, giving up a lot of points to both Miami and San Diego, although right here they're pitching a shutout. Let's see how the Bills, who have been very effective in the red zone, can do, and they score. Beautiful pass to Stevie Johnson on cue.
Well, this is what the Bills needed to get back in this game. They love this matchup. Stevie Johnson on Devin McCourty up top. Starts him inside just enough to get that separation. And Ryan Fitzpatrick gives him a good catch of the ball in the back of the end zone.
8th touchdown pass thrown by Fitzpatrick. Ryan Lindell on for the extra point. Well, the Bills lead the National Football League in red zone efficiency, now make it 9 scores in 11 trips inside the opponent's 20-yard line.
When it comes to saving energy, we're off to a good start. But now it's time to go to the next level. So let's do a little detective work. pick up what we need, roll out, caulk, and install. And pretty soon we're seeing the fruits of our labor right there at our bottom line. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Owens Corning EcoTouch Attic Insulation is only $9.97 a roll.
Reminder coming up on the Sprint halftime report at JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Sprint halftime report. Very effective drive by Ryan Fitzpatrick, 4 for 4 for 63 yards to lead to the touchdown.
And they needed something positive to happen. 7 plays. They said really a nice first scoring possession there for the Bills.
But they are down 21-7. And Edelman will stay right there. They'll bring it out. You're able to fit that in your very busy TV viewing schedule.
I TiVo it.
We should run down some of the shows.
Shows I TiVo.
It's very sad.
They're all on CBS.
Yeah.
Screen.
Brady on the screen has Woodhead. Able to spin his way across the 30 and a flag down. It appeared he picked up the first down. That's where his forward progress was stopped.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 50. For unnecessarily throwing the runner to the ground. 15-yard penalty, automatic.
Nick Barnett called on the personal foul.
Well, they talk about playing to the whistle. You can't do the old takedown on Danny Woodhead. That's Nick should know better. He's a veteran player, 9-year vet. Again, penalties really hurting the Bills.
Brady into the left flat fighting Woodhead. And again it is Barnett. It's a 5-yard pickup.
Well, Brady does such a great job communicating in their no-huddle offense. Certainly the tempo a lot quicker here in a 2-minute situation.
Inside handoff to Woodhead. Has a first down. Danny Woodhead signed by the Patriots after being cut by the Jets and averaging 5.5 per carry last season on 97 attempts. Also caught 34 passes. He's been a very effective player. Aaron Williams able to make the tackle, and a timeout is taken now by Bill Belichick.
Think about the turnovers and how big of a part they've played in this game so far. And I've always said that there's one of the better coaches in football, and it's a very smart team. And you can't afford to turn the ball over and give Brady and this offense short fields.
And you mentioned all the penalties committed by the Bills. They've been hit 6 times. It's cost them 58 yards. Patriots only 3 penalties. Minute 17 left in this first half. Brady on first down. Wes Welker taking a pretty good shot from the free safety, Jarris Byrd. And again, the yellow flag comes flying. We await the call from Carl Chevers. Bills hit with a personal foul a moment ago.
Looks like you might see another one. I think they're trying to decide whether or not Jarris Byrd hit Wes Welker up by the helmet. Certainly he was leading with his helmet. But if you're a safety in this league, you've really got to lower the aiming point.
Contact to a defenseless receiver. Defense. 15-yard penalty measured half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Let's take a listen. Jarris Byrd making that contact.
Well, you look at Wes Welker, I mean, he's only 5'9". You talk about lowering the aiming point. You've got to get down real low not to hit Wes Welker up around the helmet.
First down at the Buffalo 13. Woodhead remains in the backfield. Woodhead not able to turn. He was covered by Brian Scott, and apparently Scott came away with it.
Logan Mankin's not happy. That's someone who got a cheek shot. What's amazing, if you just miss a little bit, you watch where this ball comes in. Very difficult catch for Woodhead. That's a big play by the safety, Brian Scott. They needed something positive to happen before halftime.
Scott in his 9th season out of Penn State, originally a second-round pick of Atlanta, 5th year with Buffalo. So the Bills come away with a turnover, and they take possession at the 10.
Look at that, just the second interception in his last 444 pass attempts. A little bit of a fastball, very difficult catch there in the flat.
Play is blown dead.
Second charge timeout, New England. A 30-second timeout.
Well, the Patriots calling for time, and we will step away. Minute 5 remaining in this first half. Buffalo 1st and 10 from their 10 by virtue of that interception by Scott. Fitzpatrick with the time, and it's caught across the 25-yard line by David Nelson.
Timeout, Buffalo, a 30-second timeout.
Now the Bills call for time. Ball spotted at the 26. Well, Buffalo last week came from way back, trailing Oakland 21-3 here in their home opener. There's a long way to go here against a club like New England, but these are the largest halftime deficits that the Bills in the history of the franchise have been able to overcome.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference even from last year, the experience in this offense and also the attitude. I mean, this team is confident. And as Jan Gailey told us on Friday, when you win, it breeds confidence with a young football team.
First down from the Bills, 26. Fitzpatrick able to go underneath to Johnson and takes it out of bounds to stop the clock with 50 seconds remaining. Kyle Arrington on the coverage.
Well, the thing I know about Ryan Fitzpatrick, he doesn't care if he threw a couple interceptions early in the game. He's a bit of a gunslinger, and that's kind of his mentality. He's going to keep throwing it, keep taking shots, and he will play for 4 quarters. They believe that Ryan Fitzpatrick is the key to getting this thing turned around in Buffalo.
Fitzpatrick looking at a 2nd and 4. And now he fires deep downfield, and it is incomplete. Devin McCourty on the coverage of Stevie Johnson.
Well, he had a chance right here. You look at the top of your screen, and a better throw maybe gets it done here. He's got to actually, Donald Jones has got to come back and wait on that one. It gives McCourty a chance to catch back up and make the play.
Devin McCourty had an outstanding rookie season last year, 7 interceptions, made it to the Pro Bowl. He has struggled over the first 2 games with bigger receivers, Brandon Marshall, Vincent Jackson.
It's all about consistency with Devin McCourty.
Fitzpatrick throwing a bullet. Donald Jones made the catch. Rolled inbounds, has a first down. Sergio Brown, the safety, with the coverage, and Jones did get out of bounds.
Well, we talk about arm strength. Look at him jam this one in here. You know, we always say if you wait, you're late, but Ryan Fitzpatrick puts a little mustard on that throw to Donald Jones.
picked up 8. First down at the 41 with 40 seconds remaining in the half. And now goes to the other side, and it was almost intercepted, intended for Donald Jones, who was covered by Kyle Arrington, who already has picked off 2 balls here in the first half.
Yeah, and they're a little beat up right now in the secondary. Patrick Chung out with that thumb injury, and Dowling out, didn't dress today, and had to bring up a bunch of young players on the back end, and they're going to use them all. You look at how Buffalo wants to play. They feature 3 and 4 wide receiver sets.
Screenplay for Jackson. Spinning his way, able to stay on his feet. 27 yards on that play.
Well, here's where I think Fred Jackson can be so dangerous. He's a very good screen runner because he's patient and he allows the offensive line to get out in front. And then you have some linemen that can really run and get downfield. You get a good look at Reinhardt there, and Eric Wood, and Chan Gailey loves to utilize the screens. He has a ton of them. He'll throw them to the receivers, to the tight ends, and as well to the backs.
Buffalo taking a timeout to stop the clock. They have 1 remaining. Patriots have 1 timeout left.
Well, when Fred Jackson gets rolling, this team usually wins. He's a very good player. We talk about it being a physical runner. I just think he's excellent in the passing game, not only in terms of his ability to catch the ball, but to sit in there and be a protector for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
First and 10 from the 32, and here is Fitzpatrick's pass intended for Johnson. Crowd was looking for a call as Lee Bodden and Stevie Johnson came together, but no flag.
Well, they really feel like they can go after this secondary with the quick receivers on the outside, Donald Jones and Stevie Johnson. They like the matchups with Bodden and McCourty. You've got to win the one-on-one battles against this New England defense. A majority of their coverage is going to be man-to-man.
Down to 19 seconds.
Oh, man.
Fitzpatrick intended for Jones.
Ryan trying to anticipate that out cut. I thought he had an extra second to wait. The receivers are really doing a nice job for Buffalo. They're getting separation. You just can't miss those throws. You got to remember, you're Ryan Fitzpatrick. You're in field goal range. No turnovers or sacks in this part of the field. You've got to be smart on 3rd down.
This would be a 49 or 50-yard attempt. Patrick completes. He has Jones, picked up 8. So short of a first down, it is a 4th and 2, and the Bills will use their final timeout. Field goal unit will come on. Ryan Lindell, 3 of 4 on the season. 1 miss was a 39-yard attempt that was blocked last week.
Yeah, this is a good drive for the Bills. Nice 2-minute drive. And they come away with a field goal here. You go into the locker room at halftime with some momentum, and then you come out in the second half and you start with the ball.
This about a 42-yard attempt with the angle to the left.
3rd and final charge timeout, New England.
And now the Patriots take a timeout.
A little early there, wasn't it? Usually they wait until just before the center's ready to snap the ball.
Try to ice the thoughts of Ryan Lindell.
He's a very good kicker. You've got to be a good kicker to kick here in Buffalo. Think about once the leaves start falling off the trees and the snow starts to come and the wind starts to blow. It's a lot of kickers that don't want to kick here in Buffalo.
And for Lindell, it's his 9th season here in Western New York after 3 years with Seattle. 42-yard attempt with 8 seconds to play in the half. That was nearly blocked. It is good. So the 3 points put up the results of the interception of Brady, with Brian Scott making that sensational play.
Both offenses doing a really good job of taking advantage of the turnovers. You saw how the Patriots started the day with 2 interceptions from their defense. They go right in and convert them to scores, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick and his crew able to take advantage of a rare Tom Brady mistake in that part of the field.
Wednesday on Showtime JV, Chris Collinsworth, Phil Simms, Warren Sapp return to cable's longest running show. It's Inside the NFL every Wednesday on Showtime. Rich, that's an unusually happy group.
Yeah, it is. It's an eclectic group.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You got Warren Sapp in there and Phil Simms.
Buffalo scored the last 10 points following the unanswered 21 by New England. Just 3 seconds to go in the half. Edelman and Slater are back for the kickoff. And it's picked up by one of the up men. Time running out. Ninkovich able to come up with that loose ball. So halftime here in Buffalo. Both quarterbacks putting up big numbers again. And the Patriots trying to make it 16 straight over the Bills, going back to opening day of 2003, and they have a 21-10 lead. Back with the Sprint halftime report. Welcome back to Buffalo. The Patriots jumping in front early, have a 21-10 lead on the Bills. Marv Albert along with Rich Gannon. So New England jumps in front with 21 unanswered. Bills come back with 10 straight points.
Yeah, and I think the Bills showed us last week, Marv, that they can come back from a big halftime deficit. And I think those 2 possessions there at the end of the second quarter were really big. Be able to take that ball on a turnover and drive down the field and get a field goal before the half, huge for Buffalo.
All right, let's take a look at the NFL Mobile Recap presented by Verizon. And this one of those New England touchdowns, Rob Gronkowski, the tight end, getting the step on the rookie defensive back Aaron Williams. 26-yard pass play. As we check out the halftime stats, and both Fitzpatrick and Brady putting up very impressive numbers.
Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about in the running game, but certainly both quarterbacks having some big yards in the air, and I think we'll see more of that in the second half. The turnovers, though, a big story for Buffalo early. 2 turnovers, and you look at points off of turnovers. Patriots as good as anybody in football at taking advantage of those opportunities.
Buffalo receiving, they won the toss but deferred at the start of the game, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. The numbers on Fitzpatrick: 20 of 28, 224 yards, 1 touchdown, and picked off twice by Arrington. And Tom Brady, 16 for 22, 222 yards, 3 more touchdowns. So for the season, Brady just keeps piling up the numbers. That's 10 touchdowns, and picked off for only the second time. Buffalo from their 20. The running back, the NFL's leading rusher, Fred Jackson. Finds a hole and is able to make his way across the 25, met by Andre Carter. Jackson running for 6.
Well, it seems like a lot of the big runs come behind the left side of this offensive line. Levitri and Demetrius Bell have done a really good job. You study them, you start breaking down the tendencies. That's where the big runs seem to come.
Second down and 4. End around. Donald Jones going from right to left after the fake to Jackson, but picked up just 2. Andre Carter was not fooled.
Really nice job by Andre Carter on the backside. He's got contained. Initially, he's fooled, but he does a nice job rallying back. That's not an easy tackle, but talking to Bill Belichick last night about Andre Carter, he said he acts like a rookie. He comes in early, he asks all the right questions, and he really works at being a real pro at that defensive end position.
The son of the one-time star player for the Broncos, Reuben Carter. Flag is tossed. It is incomplete, intended for Donald Jones, who's covered by Lee Bodden.
Illegal shift. Offense, 2 players in motion without setting prior to the snap. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
Well, they won't go 2 straight weeks without scoring on every second half possession. And again, penalties and turnovers were a big story in the first half. Penalties are drive killers.
7 penalties in all called on the Bills. Julian Edelman is back for this punt from Brian Moorman. Edelman with a nice move. Little head fake thrown by Edelman. Goes for 17 on the return of a 45-yard punt. New England starting out at their 44-yard line. It is picked off by Leonis McKelvin. Tom Brady intercepted for a second time, and a beautiful return on the interception by McKelvin, who takes it back for 21. That is his first interception of the season.
Well, watch Chad Ochocinco. As he comes out of the break, he starts to fade, and he lets Leonis McKelvin undercut him. You've got to take a flat, friendly angle coming back to the quarterback. Leonis McKelvin right on the hip of Chad Ochocinco the whole way. You can see how annoyed Tom Brady is. You've got to be able to trust those receivers. He said he just doesn't have enough reps and experience with Chad.
Buffalo in the Wildcat. Here's Smith. It's crossed the 35, tripped up by Gary Guyton. You saw that graphic. Tom Brady intercepted on 2 consecutive passes.
Yeah, that really bothers him. And I think more than anything, just talking to Tom last night, he said, Wes Welker and Deion Branch and I, we've talked about every throw against every defense and every concept. I just don't have that relationship yet with Chad.
Bills remain in the Wildcat. Brad Smith, in his 6th year out of Missouri, picked up just a yard. Smith was signed as a free agent from the Jets, who wanted to re-sign him. And Brad decided to come to Buffalo. He's a combination quarterback, running back, wide receiver, kick return man.
Well, you have to have your plan for how you're going to defend the Wildcat. And then you've got to take some time during the week out of your schedule to be able to defend it.
And now Fitzpatrick is back on the field for a 3rd and 4. Fitzpatrick has a first down with Stevie Johnson. The question is, was he down as he takes it home? And apparently the indication is he was down just inside the 25. It's a 9-yard pass play and a first down for Buffalo.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see is his right knee as he's coming back around. Keep an eye on the right knee. Touch the ground right there. And that was the right call by the official.
8th catch of the game for Johnson, who now has 20 for the season. We'll take a break. When we resume, Bills have it at the New England 24. Beautiful 73-degree day here in Western New York, and the Buffalo Bills on the move, first out at the Patriot 24-yard line. Jackson finds a hole, has a first down, keeps running. Broke tackles. It'll be first and goal for Buffalo. He goes for 18 yards.
Well, what you can't try and do is tackle a running back like Fred Jackson up high. Look at the job up front. Good movement. The guard, center, kick out. Fred cuts it back. Now right there, you've got to find a way to get him on the ground. Sergio Brown up way too high on a big, strong back like Fred Jackson.
8 carries, 68 yards for Jackson in the first, and goal up the 6. Jackson weaving his way inside the 5. Sergio Brown, the first to get to Fred Jackson, who went for 3. Sean Ellis also involved on the stop. We were talking a moment ago about Tom Brady being intercepted consecutive passes. Last season set an NFL record, throwing 335 consecutive passes without an interception.
You know, the interceptions show up not normally to your number 1 and number 2 wide receiver. It's usually a backup tight end or your 3rd or 4th receiver. Players that you don't have a ton of reps with in the system.
Now the fullback Corey McIntyre comes in. They fake it. Incomplete. The pass intended for the tight end Scott Chandler started out as a sweep, but a fake with Jackson following McIntyre.
Well, both teams like to feature the tight ends in this part of the field, and why not when you're 6'6" and you're 6'7"? Scott Chandler, he has been very good in this part of the field for the Bills so far this season. He's a big target.
Chandler with just 1 catch to this point. It's a third down play here, 3rd and goal at the 3.
Well, this really puts a lot of stress on the defense. Empty, 5 receivers out in the route. Don't even
Patrick,
cover the tight end.
touchdown! This time, Scott Chandler wide open.
Well, they do a nice job. You're going to see Chandler right here. He's just going to come in. But what happens is they short motion and they start getting so many picks. You see Chandler, he sneaks out and there's confusion. They don't even cover him. He's wide open in the middle of the defense. 3-on-2 to that side. Somebody has to fall off in coverage.
Ryan Lindell with the extra point, and the Bills have come roaring back. 17 unanswered. Back in it, down by 4. While the Patriots with a 21-0 lead. 6:02 of the second. Bills with 17 consecutive points, and you see the numbers. But Brady, along with the 3 touchdowns, picked off twice. Fitzpatrick throwing for 2, intercepted twice. Edelman back for the kick. Picks up a blocker. Slater leads it. Good coverage by the Bills. Edelman stopped back at the 10.
Well, this isn't something we often see from Tom Brady on back-to-back throws. Just a little aggressive there. Brian Scott makes the interception, and then Leotis McKelvin gets things started here in the 3rd quarter. See the frustration from Tom Brady on the sidelines. Now he's got to settle down. He's got to get this offense back on track.
Well, they mark the forward progress at the 14. Danaris Searcy able to stack up Julian Edelman.
Now it's getting really loud here.
Brady able to complete. Wes Welker, who was tripped up, 9-yard advance. Brian Scott was able to get to the leg of Welker.
Think about both these quarterbacks have thrown the ball combined 56 times now and no sacks. I think from a pass rushing standpoint, it can be very frustrating playing against both of these quarterbacks because the ball comes out so quick.
Second and a yard. Here's Edelman making the turn and has a first down. Julian Edelman brought down by the strong safety, George Wilson. It is a first down for the Patriots.
And George Wilson getting a lot of snaps today because Buffalo choosing to go with their sub package predominantly throughout this game. 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive backs to try and match up with all the Patriot receivers.
Then Jarvis Green Ellis returns to the backfield. Brady completes, has a first down with Chad Ochocinco. That's his second catch. It's good for 19.
Well, you play a little bit of zone coverage here. They're going to pass off Chad to the safety, and that's just too much room between the corner and Jarvis Byrd.
First down at the 47-yard line. Woodhead, as the shuffle in the backfield continues, Juan Edwards, the right defensive end, stopping Danny Woodhead, who picked up 3.
Again, no huddle. They don't even give you a chance to catch your breath. And this makes things very difficult for George Edwards, the defensive coordinator here in Buffalo, to make substitutions.
Second and 7. Brady able to dump it off, has a first down. Again, it is Welker. Picked up 8 on the play.
And this is where they really beat you up. Wes Welker going in there and working on the linebackers, Nick Barnett. And Nick Barnett can't get that done.
9 receptions, 137 yards for Welker. Brady's pass is caught by Gronkowski. Able to reach up using the height advantage. That's a 28-yard pass play.
Well, this will drive you crazy. This is really good coverage by George Wilson, the safety. But a perfect throw and a catch here, back shoulder, get it done.
6th catch for Gronkowski. Woodhead. Jarvis Byrd, the free safety, on the stop to hold Woodhead to a 3-yard gain.
And again, no huddle. And you see the Bills trying to make substitutions and get lined up. Communication absolutely critical in these situations.
Second out and 7. Inside the 10. There's Woodhead. And he is tripped up. George Wilson made the stop. Tom Brady, as you see, 1,227 passing yards. The most in the first 3 games of the season in NFL history.
I saw somewhere where he's on pace to throw for something like, 4.2 miles this season. He's been incredible. And he won't blink. Throw a couple interceptions, no big deal for Tom Brady.
He is looking at a 3rd down.
Well, that whole middle of the field wide open.
Two-yard pickup for Welker against McKelvin. So the Bills able to hold the Patriots, and they will have to settle for a field goal. This will be a 23-yard attempt. Steven Gostkowski. So that stops the 17 unanswered by Buffalo. Patriots have a 7-point lead. Back in Buffalo, just under 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Patriots at one point led 21-0. It's now 24-17 over the Bills. C.J. Spiller, Brad Smith, back deep. They'll bring it out to the 20. The Bills to the line, led by their center Eric Wood. As they start out from their 20, Fred Jackson is the lone setback. On play action. It is incomplete, intended for Donald Jones. Donald Jones getting the shot as a starter with the departure of Lee Evans, who was surprisingly traded to the Ravens, but it's been a combination of Jones and Nelson, and they've done a nice job.
Yeah, they feel real comfortable with the group of receivers they have here. Stevie Johnson, Donald Jones, David Nelson, all have made a lot of plays so far for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Second down and 10 from the 20. Marv Albert, Rich Gannon. We are at Ralph Wilson Stadium. Johnson not able to hang on. He's covered by Lee Bodden.
We've gotten away from the running game a little bit, Marvin. You think about Fred Jackson was a leading rusher coming into today's game. They were the #1 rushing team in football. And now they've got the score where they've got it back to within 7. And I think they need to start handing the ball more to Fred Jackson. Good things happen with the ball in his hands.
Fitzpatrick just 3 of his last 9. Swings it out. Jackson able to get across the 25. Took the hit from the left corner, Devin McCourty, with some help from Kyle Arrington. And the punting team will check in.
Well, this New England defense, they've struggled defending the pass. It was a problem a year ago. They were last in third down defense a year ago. And you look at where they are, 31st in total defense coming into today's game, 31st against the pass. And then talking to Bill Belichick last night, he said we must improve the pass rush, and we've got to be better on the back end. They're giving up too many big plays.
Although they've won, they have allowed 24 points and 21 points. Took a nice hop. Edelman able to get to it, but he slipped. And he's taken down inside the 20-yard line by Johnny White. Well, the new season is underway in CBS with the #1 drama, the #1 new drama, the #1 new show, and the #1 show. On behalf of all the folks at CBS, thanks for making CBS #1.
That's how we do it. That's how we roll, Marv.
Oh, I didn't realize you were involved in late night entertainment.
Oh, absolutely. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get the job done.
How we do it. 1st and 10 from the 18. Welker with another catch, but met immediately by Reggie Corner.
When you look at Wes Welker now, he's got 10 catches for 142 yards, and they just nickel and dime you to death down the field. Wes Welker is a problem for linebackers, a problem for safeties in the middle.
2nd down and 4. Edelman had nowhere to go. Good job here by the Bills.
A little different. You got Julian Edelman in the backfield. You think to yourself, you got a guy like Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, who rushed for 1,000 yards last year, and Danny Woodhead. Why not hand the ball to one of them? A little different formation having the receiver in the backfield.
Brady now dealing with a 3rd and 6. Danny Woodhead is back. Welker in motion. Brady looking that way. Has Welker for a 1st down and more. Broke a tackle as he reaches out to the 45-yard line. Chris Kelsey, the strong side linebacker, was able to make the stop. It's a 23-yard pass play, and again we see how effective the Patriot receivers are after the catch.
Well, you're going to see the natural pick or rub, and he's going to come right back underneath And what happens is when you blitz, and then you try and play man off of it, no one covers Welker working back across the middle of the field. And he is a very slippery player. Just got a great feel for the types of coverage, whether it's man, whether it's zone, whether it's blitz, and he's got to get his head around quick. A 12th career game with 10 or more receptions.
Yes, that was number 11 for 166 yards. The player shaken up. Brady now 23 for 30, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, and intercepted twice. We'll step away for a moment. Let's check in with JB back in our New York studio.
Coach Cowher wanted to see some resilience from the Texans.
I'll tell you, they've done it now, Rich and Marv. I'll tell you, how about this? Schaub to Rich, James Casey, 26 yards. They answered the score. They are trying to make a statement today, and they're doing it up by 9 in New Orleans in the 4th quarter.
10 unanswered by Houston. Coach, let's take it back to Marv Albert and Rich Gannon.
All right, thank you, James Brown. Still trying to decipher who the injured player is. Buffalo Bills able to turn things after the Patriots jumped in front 21-0. This is a series that dates back to 1960, the first year of the old AFL. These two teams over the first couple of games putting up AFL-type numbers, both Patriots and Bills at 2-0, and both quarterbacks have been right at the top in terms of touchdowns and yards. We're told that is Aaron Williams, the left corner for the Bills, now moved over to the right side with Drayton Florence playing for the injured Terrence McGee. Aaron Williams, second-round pick rookie from Texas.
Well, here's Aaron Williams right here. What happens is he's coming back. Leotis McKelvin's the one you think may get hurt. He lands right on top of his head, but I think it's as he comes back down, he kind of leg whips Aaron Williams. There's a better look at it. See Leotis McKelvin, he goes over the top. Aaron's trying to extend and get him on the ground. Comes down a little bit awkward, but watch the legs come right back across top of his shoulders and in the neck area. Just hope he's okay. The trainers and the doctors do a really good job with players. Anytime there's a head or neck injury, they really try to make sure that they stabilize the player on the field and make sure they're very, very careful before moving them.
As you saw, they are bringing out the stretcher, taking no chances.
And they can't afford to lose any more players, particularly corners in the secondary. Terrence McGee already out with a hamstring injury. Aaron Williams, and see the players down there praying for their teammate, but they are very thin already in the secondary.
And both these teams coming into this afternoon's play with a number of significant injuries. You see on the Buffalo side with Terrence McGee, the corner, Kirk Morrison, linebacker Russell Parrish out for the season on IR, receiver and kick returner.
And the one that really hurts you there is Terrence McGee, one of your top corners, and you play against the Patriots. You see so much empty backfield, so much 3 and 4 wide receiver sets that you can never have enough corners up and available.
As you see, 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this third quarter. And the Patriot lead is now 24-17.
Good sportsmanship there. Nobody likes to see anybody get hurt. That's a very physical game, very violent game at times, but you don't want to see anybody get hurt, whether it's one of your teammates or someone on the other side. Tom Brady trying to stay loose. See, Tom does a lot of throwing between series, and even before the start of a series, you'll see him over there loosening up, throwing the ball, trying to stay loose.
Crowd responding to the departure of Buffalo defensive back Aaron Williams. And as soon as we receive a report, obviously we'll pass it on. Mentioned Tom Brady. He has now completed 7 straight passes after the back-to-back interceptions.
You talk about getting pressure on him, knocking him around a little bit. That's almost impossible because the ball comes out so quick, and that offensive line does a great job with protection.
First and 10 from the 45 as Green Ellis gets the call. And he goes for 5, stopped by the right defensive end, Juan Edwards.
It's one guy we haven't seen a lot of today, Marv, is Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. And the guy rushed for 1,000 yards last year. I think they've got to get him more involved in this game plan. Sometimes they forget about him back there because the quarterback is so efficient.
Only 6 carries, 15 yards for Green Ellis. We've seen a lot of shuffling, though, in that Patriot backfield with Woodhead and the rookie Ridley. Brady back to the pass, and he finds Gronkowski. And that is a first down.
The thing about Gronkowski is he's so big, and yet once he gets rolling, I mean, he can really pick up a lot of ground. He's winning against safeties and even some corners today, and Tom Brady's got a lot of confidence in the big tight end.
That is a career-high 7 catches, 108 yards for Rob Gronkowski, second-year player out of Arizona. Brady takes a deep block and is able to complete to Welker.
Yeah, without Aaron Hernandez up today, out with a knee injury, that's more work for Gronkowski, even Wes Welker, and as we've seen, Chad Ochocinco. The beauty of this offense is even though you don't have an Aaron Hernandez, you can plug other players in and still get the same results.
Ochocinco, flank wide left side. The handoff to Green Ellis. And a flag is thrown. Merriman made the stop. Time running down here in the third.
Number 70, 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
That's the left guard, Logan Mankins. 20 seconds showing on the clock.
But Kyle Williams is a beast. He's very difficult to block inside. You see Logan Mankins.
Now the clock is running. Let's see if they get a playoff. It's a 2nd and 11. Down to the final seconds of the third. Time has run out. So that is the end of the third quarter. Patriots have a 24-17 lead on the Mills here in Buffalo. Back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Albert, along with Rich Gannon, had a standout career with the Raiders coming out of the University of Delaware. But Rich, you were originally drafted, I'm telling you this like it's new information, by the New England Patriots. They drafted you in the 4th round, 98th overall, and they try to actually turn you into a defensive back. We'll get to that in a moment as this 4th quarter gets underway. Brady's pass incomplete, intended for Welker. So they tried to turn you because of your athletic skills, looking past your quarterback ability, into a defensive back, and then traded you to Minnesota.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out. I remember Raymond Berry calling me after the draft saying, hey, we think you're a good athlete, and we hope we can find a place for you in the roster. And I just said, you know what, I think I'll go to law school first. I just knew I wouldn't make that football team playing defense.
And end up as a 4-time All-Pro with the Raiders. It's a 3rd and 11, but enough about Rich. Here's Brady out of the shotgun, and it's broken up beautifully, intended for Edelman. Jairus Byrd, the free safety, with the dive to knock it away.
They did a nice job there in coverage. Again, they're getting enough pressure on Brady where he can't hold it. Again, they're really nice job in there. I don't know if he makes that catch anyway, but a good alert play by the safety, Jairus Byrd.
Third punt from Mesco. Spiller back at the 10. Fair catch handled by Spiller just outside the 5. A 36-yard punt, but a good one. Buffalo ball when we come back. Well, you can manage all of your CBS Sports Fantasy Football teams on your mobile device. Download the free app today at cbssports.com/mobile. They'll start out from their 6-yard line and go to the ground. Jackson finding a hole on the left side, picked up 3. The numbers on Ryan Fitzpatrick: 23 for 35, 242 yards. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns, and he has been intercepted twice.
Yeah, just got off to a rocky start, but since then he's done a really nice job. He's settled down and continued to make some good throws.
Looking back at last week when they were able to turn things against the Raiders, they put up points in the 4th quarter as they came from behind. Jackson is bottled up, cuts the other way. Gerard Mayo, who last year led New England in total tackles, in fact led the NFL with 190 plus.
Well, this is good defense. This is a nice job not giving up on the play. You see Fred Jackson, he'll make you work, but look at the pursuit. Look at all the white jerseys around Fred Jackson. Gerard Mayo, the tackling machine in the middle of that defense, recorded an NFL high 175 tackles a season ago.
Third and 8.
Comes the blitz.
And Fitzpatrick had to rush it. So here comes the punting unit.
Well, they bring one more and then they can block, and you can see pressure's going to come from both sides, and he can't hold it. Does the best he can. He's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting. They come free on the edge, and he just can't hold it enough to give David Nelson a time to get out of that break.
Brian Moorman coming on for the 5th time, midway through his end zone with Julian Edelman. Back for the punt. Nice punt by Moorman, not allowing the return. Patriots back in possession. Patriots will start out from their 46-yard line. Steve Ridley in the backfield, and it's an end around for Welker. Wes Welker going from left to right off the fake and picks up 16. He was run out by Brian Scott.
Well, if he's not hurting you in the passing game, he's hurting you on the end around. And look at those numbers for the 2 tight end and the receiver. Welker with 12 catches and Gronkowski with 7, both over 100 yards. Whoever's covering these 2 are not doing a very good job.
Ridley finding the open and then able to move it to the outside. So we've seen 2 running plays here at the start of this possession. McKeldin able to make the tackle. Brady is 25 of 34 for 336 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The last time he was picked off twice in a game was last October against the Ravens. Takes a high snap and hands it off. Ridley dancing his way and has a first down. Picked up 4. Stopped by George Wilson.
Well, they really like the rookie out of Louisiana State. You know, if you dress on Sundays for this team, you're going to play. You just look at the number of different backs that they've rolled through. We saw Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. We've seen Woodhead. Now we've seen Ridley. We also saw Julian Edelman running the ball from the backfield. You get a number of different people involved in the game plan in so many different ways.
4 carries, 20 yards for the rookie Ridley. First down at the 23. Off the pump fake, picked off again. Brady intercepted by George Wilson. And a flag is down. Third time today that Tom Brady has been intercepted. Wilson with his first pick of the season.
Well, Tom got a little greedy right there, Marv. Trying to fit that one in there.
After the interception, illegal block in the back, number 27 of the intercepting team. That penalty will be enforced half the distance from the 10-yard line. Buffalo retains possession. First down.
Penalty is called on Reggie Corner, who happens to be a cornerback.
Well, you're just going to see right here, he's just going to run the seam route. And this is a route that they've run a couple times today, and they've gotten George Wilson on it. Well, not this time. He does a nice job not only undercutting it, but going up at its highest point and getting that ball out of the air. This is just feeling it. Tom has had so much success throwing the ball down the seam to Gronkowski that he felt like he could fit that one in there. Really good play by the safety, Wilson.
However, once again, the Bills start out deep in their territory. Fitzpatrick facing the pressure, and a flag is tossed.
Yeah.
Pass intended for Johnson.
Foul, roughing the passer, hands to the face, number 74, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's called on Kyle Love as he was trying to get to Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Well, this is a huge penalty. They're backed up now. The 2 earlier drives, they've gone 3 and out. You see Love there with a high hit on the face of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Look at the penalties. Penalty's been a big story in this game.
As you saw, 5 for 55 yards assessed on New England, 8 for 72 against Buffalo. Fitzpatrick changing the play. Fred Jackson in the backfield. Fitzpatrick with some time, throws deep down the left side. Flag is down as the catch is made by Donald Jones. Ball is
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense, that penalty is declined, result of the play, first down.
well, the ball placed inside the 35, and they'll mark it off.
Just keep an eye on Jackson. Real nice job by Fitzpatrick. He brings him in because he recognizes the blitz, gets a good block there, and he gives Fitzpatrick enough time to make this great throw. Now look at the double move up top. They get Bodden again with the double move. Ryan saw the one-on-one matchup and went right after the corner.
First down at the 32-yard line. Fitzpatrick.
Oh, that's a bad decision.
A lob pass that may have been deflected, and on the intercept, Josh Barrett will stay right there, but a flag is thrown once again.
Well, he might be really fortunate. This is a decision you just can't make if you're Ryan Fitzpatrick. Throwing an interception on first down. Throw the ball away if no one's open. Wow, he gets a break there.
That's a major break.
Yeah, he'll get a negative decision here. You can't make this throw back across the field.
Pass interference, number 31, defense, not playing the ball, contacted the receiver early. Automatic, first down.
And it's on the safety, Sergio Brown, starting for the injured Patrick Chung.
Well, you can't panic. You see right there, he's late trying to find the ball. Actually,
number 75.
David Nelson does a really good job trying to come back to the ball through the safety, Sergio Brown.
And that ends up as a 31-yard penalty. A first and goal at the 1. The fullback, Corey McIntyre, has come on to join Fred Jackson. Jackson, touchdown. On this drive, 46 yards in penalties called on New England. Lindell has tied the game. Well, the Patriots and the Bills tied at 24. Straight wins against the Bills, 20 of the last 21. The last victory for Buffalo against New England opening day back in 2003. They did it here in Buffalo. Matthew Slater, Julian Edelman are the deep men. Here is Lindell. Edelman on the return, taken down just short of the 20.
You go back and look at the touchdown. Keep an eye on Kyle Love right here. Corey McIntyre, he's going to get the kick-out block. Kyle Love has no idea what hits him right there. It's too late to even react. It's a nice job kicking out the nose tackle and allowing Fred Jackson to get up in there for what is a tying touchdown.
10.5 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. The Buffalo Bills showing that the first two games were not on the flukish side. They've come back against the Patriots. Tom Brady on first down has it deflected and picked off. Intercepted by Florence. Florence is in for the touchdown.
Well, you go back and you look, it actually hits off the helmet of Marcel Darius. Tom trying to throw the crossing route. Darius gets his head in the way, and Drayton Florence is right there for the gift. Well, this place is going bonkers right now.
Here's Lindell for the extra point. Interception and the return for a touchdown by Drayton Florence, giving the Bills the lead for the first time this afternoon. Brady picked off for a fourth time, which equals a career high. The last time it occurred was back in November of '06 against the Indianapolis Colts. Still much time remaining, just under 10.5 to go, as Lindell kicks it off. Here comes Edelman. Getting tackled, reaching out toward the 30-yard line, goes for 28. As we've been mentioning, the Bills have not beaten the Patriots since the opener 2003. 5 days after being released by New England, Lawyer Malloy, who had been signed by Buffalo, sacked Tom Brady, also forced an interception. Sam Adams returning a pick, 37 yards for a touchdown, as the Bills shut out the Patriots 31-0. And trying to hold on for the victory here today, although there is much time remaining, and Tom Brady, one of the great quarterbacks in NFL history when it comes to fourth quarter or overtime. Ridley taken down, refusing to go down, picked up 6 on the play. Rich, Brady has 31 career game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime during the course of his 12-year career.
Yeah, I'm just shocked. I mean, I can't remember the last time Tom Brady had more interceptions than touchdowns in a game. I mean, he's got to settle down. Made some poor decisions, which we don't typically see out of Tom Brady.
Second down and 4. Big hole for Ridley. Steve Ridley, running well, has the first down and some additional yardage. Jarvis Burr, the free safety, making the tackle as Ridley went for 16.
You can see the concern from Bill Belichick. And it's a good job in between series, spending time with the defense. Great communicator on the sidelines.
Again to the ground. Once again, it's Ridley. Third-round draft pick out of LSU. He's taken down by Dwan Edwards.
It's amazing, Marv, how they've come back to the running game a little bit. When your quarterback is struggling, you gotta take the ball out of his hands a little bit. You've got some very good backs that can run the football. You need to do that. You need to make this Buffalo team stop the run as well.
Second down and 4. On the play action, the pass again is deflected. And this time incomplete. Looked like Chris Kelsey, the strong side linebacker, able to get a piece of it.
And this really bothers a quarterback when you start getting so many balls batted and deflected at the line of scrimmage. And they're doing a good job. Even if the pressure's not getting home, this defensive line doing a really good job jumping up. You see how they're jumping up and trying to get their hands on the ball because the Patriots run so many underneath crossing routes behind that defensive line.
And Chris Kelsey, a guy who has been here for many of those losses to the Patriots. It's his 9th season all with the Bills. Brady with time. Brady. It is dropped. Dropped by Chad Ochocinco.
Incredible. What a great throw by Tom Brady. Puts it right on Chad Ochocinco. You've got to pull this one in. He's got Leotis McKelvin beat. Look at this throw. You got to be able to squeeze it. And you've got to make that play. Absolutely no reaction out of Tom Brady. Of course, they're going for it on 4th and 4.
Brady, that's right at the marker. A leaping catch by Welker. Let's see where the spot is.
What an incredible effort by Wes Welker. This is a very high throw. And look at it. Look at the extension by Wes Welker. What a great individual effort.
And it is a first down. Got the spot. First down just outside the Buffalo 36. Green Ellis returns to the backfield. Green Ellis tackled inside the 35. Picked up a couple. Jarvis Burr able to get the reps on the running back, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
You know, when something bad happens to this operation in New England, they don't panic. You think about how this game, the momentum has swung in the favor of the Buffalo Bills, but there's no sense of panic. And Brady's not had his best day, but they just keep coming back. And they know one score gets them right back in this game.
Second down and 8. Green Ellis. Once again, just 2 yards on the carry.
Well, the Patriots defensive line, I think, has had really a nice day. 4 new starters on this defense. 2 leading tacklers from a year ago. Buffalo, Dante Whitner and Paul Posluszny, not even with this team. 4 new starters on defense, and they're battling out trying to find a win here at home.
3rd and 6 for Brady and the Patriots. Able to stand in and complete to Welker. Has the first down and is able to make his way inside the 15-yard line. A 20-yard hookup. Leotis McKelvin made the stop.
Well, here he is right here. You see Scott. He's got Welker. He's going to try and look him up right as he comes across the field, but Welker just beats him with his speed, and now he's trying to catch up. That's the mismatch that they've been taking advantage of all day. Welker inside on those linebackers and safeties.
14 catches, 200 yards, a career day for Wes Welker. Brady off the puck, throwing. That was intended for the tight end, Gronkowski, who has caught 2 touchdown passes.
I think that shows you the kind of respect they have for Rob Gronkowski. They're starting to double him now in the red zone. I think that makes some sense. He's got that size advantage on your smaller safeties, and Brady is always willing to give him a chance down in this part of the field.
2nd and 10 at the Buffalo 13. 5:38 left. 4th quarter, the Bills have come from behind. They've come from way back and have a 31-24 lead. Brady for Welker. And he is tackled down at the 1. Has a first down. It'll be 1st and goal. Drayton Florence was able to bring him down. That's a pickup of 12.
And you can just see the frustration from Drayton Florence. This is pretty good coverage. He's right there. You see him coming back underneath. He's thinking he's got some help inside from the safety. Welker, he's just so patient. And he knows that when he starts heading back inside that he's got a safety bearing down on him.
It is a 1st and goal. Green Ellis is stopped.
See Nick Barnett there. He's done a much better job this season already stopping the run.
2nd and goal at the 1-yard line, and Dean Fletcher, an outside linebacker, is in at fullback as he was earlier. Another terrific defensive stand by the Bills. Again, Green Ellis is stopped.
Yeah, and really penetration gets it down here. I think it really starts on the right side of that defensive line. Look at Sean Merriman. He's in the backfield. Now he eats up the lead block, and that allows the linebackers to get up in there on Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
3rd and goal just inside the 2, so Green Ellis lost about a half yard. Now Danny Woodhead has checked into the backfield. And it appears that Tom Brady wants a timeout. Patriots use their first timeout of the 2nd half. 3:37 remaining in this 4th quarter. Coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Bill Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Subway postgame.
Well, keep in mind, Marv, they already went for it once on 4th down on this drive. This is really 4-down territory if you're New England. So if you're Bill Belichick and Bill O'Brien, the offensive coordinator, that's what you're talking to Tom Brady about. And we got to be smart here. Hey, if we don't get it, let's throw it away. We'll give you another shot on 4th down. You've got some options here. You can either run it or you can throw it. The direct snap, they've done this a number of times as I studied film on New England. They get in the shotgun with Woodhead back there next to Brady, and they snap the ball directly to Woodhead. And you're going to see that here with Brady under center.
14th play of the drive. 3rd and goal, just inside the 2.
That didn't look good. I don't know what they were trying to do.
False start, number 70, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
The left guard, Logan Mankins.
Well, this is tough if you're Dan Connolly. Look at here. Look at him tap the center. He's hitting him 3 or 4 times. He doesn't know what's going on. Trying to change the play, the play clock running out. That was not very well orchestrated by Brady in that offense.
And Connolly is replacing the injured Dan Copen. 3rd and goal. Back at the 6. Brady fires. Broken up. Diving attempt by Welker.
Well, we talked about 4-down territory, and even if you don't get it here, your defense gets back on the field. You've got them pinned down. Got plenty of timeouts and can play defense and get the ball back. So I'm not surprised to see New England going for it in this situation.
4th and goal at the 6. Brady with time. Brady throws. Touchdown. Wes Welker just did get across the plane.
Well, Tom Brady owes a steak dinner to the 5 guys in front of him. Look at the protection here in the pocket. He works to his left, he works back to his right, and then right at the last minute, he sees Welker again matched up on the linebacker. That's a tough assignment for Nick Barnett.
What a spectacular day for Wes Welker. 16 receptions, 218 yards, both career highs. And now the try for the extra point by Gostkowski. Looking to tie it. And he does.
How about these numbers on Wes Welker, Marv? Career high 16 catches, 218 yards. He's going to need an IV after the game. He has been giving this Buffalo defense some fits. Made some big plays on 4th down. He also had that key catch on 4th down earlier in the drive to keep that thing going.
3 minutes, 25 seconds to play in the 4th quarter, and the game is tied at 31. At one point, the Patriots led 21-0. Buffalo came back, took the lead. New England, 15 plays, 71 yards, and they had the ball for nearly 7 minutes. And it ends up with Welker on the reception for his 2nd touchdown of the day.
As a quarterback, you always want to go back to your guy, your receiver, the one that you can trust, that you know will come through for you in the clutch. And that guy for Tom Brady is Wes Welker.
Brad Smith, C.J. Spiller. Back deep. Went off the goal post. They'll bring it out on the touchback. Coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher. They'll have all the latest from the NFL in terms of scores and highlights coming up on the Subway postgame show. Marv Albert, Rich Gannon at Ralph Wilson Stadium on a beautiful 70-degree day. Patriots 11th straight game with 30 or more points. 2nd most all time. They've been giving up a lot of points, although they won those first 2 games against Miami and San Diego. And Buffalo, the highest scoring team in the NFL.
We knew it was going to be a scoring fest, Marv, when we started this one. Both defense is just trying to hold on for dear life.
Fitzpatrick on first down, going deep to Jones. The diving catch made by Donald Jones. He was covered by Devin McCourty, the second-year player out of Rutgers, but Jones with 29 yards on that pass play.
Boy, a perfect throw and a catch here, get it done. And again, they just continue to play a lot of man-to-man coverage. McCourty is getting beat right off the line of scrimmage by Jones.
Jones made two superb plays down the stretch against the Raiders last week. One was a catch and the other breaking up a possible interception. Fitzpatrick facing the rush, goes to the screen effectively to Jackson. Jackson has a first down. Inside the 40, stopped by the inside linebacker, Gerard Mayo.
Well, I talked earlier about the ability to run the screens with Fred Jackson, and Eric Wood has done a great job getting out in front of him along with his line mate Chad Reinhardt, getting up on the second level and getting some hats on those linebackers.
That was a pickup of 12, and the Bills will let the clock run down to 2 minutes. And hearing it from this crowd. Now look at Ryan Lindell warming up on the sidelines. His career long is 56. Right at this spot, it would be about 57. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Jackson in the open field to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown! They may have ruled that he was, no, they changed it. At first, the officials indicating that he was down before he got into the end zone, and now the change of heart, it is called a touchdown, although they will review it. This season, all touchdowns are reviewable.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. The previous play is under review.
This is what they will be looking at.
Just look at that left knee. I think that may be short. And they go back and take a look at that upstairs. Boy, what an incredible effort, though, by Fred Jackson.
Fred Jackson out of Coe College, which is located in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the alma mater of Marv Levy, the one-time head coach and general manager of the Buffalo Bills. In fact, Marv was scouting someone else at Coe and happened to see Fred Jackson and said, hey, let's sign this guy.
You know, you look at this roster, there's a bunch of players that were either 7th-round draft picks, undrafted players that talk about finding some steals out there. This personnel department, they've done a good job of seeing potential in players like Fred Jackson.
Fred working his way from the United Football League to the Bills practice squad. Now their feature back. Came into today as the leading rusher in the league. Down to a minute 43 remaining in this fourth quarter, and we will get the ruling. Paul Cheffers hustling his way back out of the field.
Well, you just take a look at that left knee, and to me it looks like he's just a little bit short of the goal line. You can see the shadow not even over the goal line just yet. It's a pretty good look at it right there. Boy, Fred Jackson, we talked about the ability not only to carry the football, but to utilize him in the passing game. You go back to that previous play, Marv, he's lined up on the outside as a wide receiver. Not a lot of running backs in the league can do that and make plays down the field in the passing game.
All right, we'll get the call right here. First explaining it to the Bills.
After review, the runner's knee was down and the ball was short of the goal line. It will be placed on the half-yard line. First and goal.
That is the correct call.
Now you've got to decide what you want to do here, Marv. You got 1:43. The Patriots have 2 timeouts left. The last thing you want to do here is score right away. Make them use some of their timeouts. You got first and half a yard.
But isn't the instinct you're not going to fool around down here? I mean, even though Tom Brady with this kind of time is so dangerous, but I would think you'd want to take it in.
Well, I'm looking at my timeout sheet here with 2 timeouts left and 1:45. 3 runs, you'd still have 51 seconds left with 2 timeouts. So you could still
fumble,
kick the field goal. Well, Fitzpatrick, if they're going to try and run the clock down, I mean, I think you just have to be concerned about putting Tom Brady and that offense back on the field. I think he wants more time on the clock.
Second charge timeout, New England.
Oh, that's crazy.
Patriots have now just 1 timeout
Now
left.
they can run it down to 14 seconds, Marv. I have no idea what just happened there. I mean, you can't lose your poise on the sidelines like that with an official. I mean, that's a big timeout that the Patriots just took. Huge.
When we resume, it is a first and goal just inside the 1-yard line. And the Bills are going with a combination of Fred Jackson and the fullback Corey McIntyre.
And they're talking about this situation in the huddle right now.
Minute 43 left. 4th quarter.
Yeah, see what they're trying to do. They're just trying to run the clock down. And that's the right play. They've got 1 timeout left. They can take this thing all the way down to about 14 seconds.
And now the Patriots use their final timeout. Rich, you're right on it.
Well, turnovers were a big part of this game, and it started early. Bills were sloppy with it. Patriots able to take advantage with Wes Welker. Bills came right back with a touchdown to Chandler. Then the interception, the 4th interception of the game. Buffalo scored 24 points off of 4 New England interceptions. Brady comes right back to tie it up to Wes Welker, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick to Fred Jackson, who can do it all out of the backfield. What an incredible game, back and forth scoring. Now New England's just going to wind this thing down and probably kick a field goal on 4th down. This is the right call. You don't want to put Tom Brady back on the field with any time on the clock.
And that is amazing respect for what Brady can do in terms of comebacks. And again, Fitzpatrick just falls on it to run the clock down.
Now, this doesn't make any sense if you're the Buffalo Bills. Ryan Fitzpatrick needs to get away from the mess in front of him. That ball actually comes out.
Some of the Patriots thought that they recovered.
Well, if you're not going to try and score, then take a step back and go down with it. What you don't want to do is have somebody's foot or knee come up and knock that ball out.
And as a penalty marker thrown.
Well, that's not good if it's on Buffalo. Obviously, that stops the clock.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 70, defense, for driving a player's helmet into the ground. After distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
You go back and look at Ryan Fitzpatrick. You've got to be careful. He's trying to go down. You need to have two hands on the ball. Look, he's just got one hand. See the ball come out there? He actually falls back on top of it. But boy, you've got to be smart. Two hands on the ball. The only way New England can win this game is to get the ball back.
That was a wrong number that was announced.
Yeah, Logan Mankins. No, he wasn't out there.
Carl Jeffers saying number 70, but there's no number 70.
There you go. That's smart. Yeah, there's another.
Once again, dangerous though. But that clock is running. When we discussed it before all this occurred, I mean, you're thinking because of the respect for Brady.
Absolutely. I just think it's the right call down here. You know, you run the clock all the way down, you kick the field goal, and you give the ball back to them with less than 15 seconds.
And I'm thinking, hey, fumble perhaps.
Yeah, but you know, the quarterback is smart with it. Look, they have two backs back there. You step away from it, pack them in there. There you go.
All right.
Now another penalty.
And New England does not have any timeouts remaining. Penalty flag again.
I'll start number 76, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Well, that's on the
Second
right guard. Chad Reinhardt is playing for the injured Craig Urbick.
Well, the one thing you can't do is it stops the clock, and you see the frustration there from Chan Gailey. This isn't that hard. You talk about situational football and how much we work on these things during the course of the week. 2-minute offense, 4-minute offense, third down, red zone. Got to be smart. And Ryan Fitzpatrick has to be previewing everything that's going to happen in the huddle with that group up front.
It'll be a 2nd and goal at the 9. And as you mentioned, the clock stopped on the penalty. We have 45 seconds to play.
Marv, I'm still not sure what happened with that timeout with Bill Belichick, that second timeout. Never really got an explanation from the officials, but that was a critical timeout, a timeout they could ill afford to lose.
.45 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. And again they line up. And again Fitzpatrick takes the knee. And now the clock is running. Third and goal at the 10, and they could run it down to what, about 3-4 seconds?
Yeah, that timeout, I was off with my numbers, about 14 seconds. That, of course, the penalty there might have messed us up a little bit, but they can run it all the way down to about inside 5 seconds for sure, and then run the field goal team out on the field. We'll use one of their timeouts here.
See the clock running down. And it will come down to the leg of Ryan Lindell from 28 yards away on the line of Patriots' 15 straight wins against the Bills. 20 of the last 21. The last win for Buffalo against New England, opening day 2003, right here on the count of 31-0. And the Bills, one of the surprise teams here at the start of the season, try to make it a record of 3-0. It's a slight angle to the left. This is for the win. The Buffalo Bills have defeated the New England Patriots. They stopped the 15-game losing streak. The Bills go to 3-0 for only the 9th time in franchise history. Patriots had won 10 straight regular season games. Tom Brady began the game on fire, ends up getting picked off 4 times. Ryan Lindell on target.
When you think about a team that started 0-8 a year ago, Marv, 3-0 this year, and you go back since 1999, almost 79% of the teams that have started 3-0 have made the playoffs.
Thanks to our producer, Ross Schneider, the director, Mark Grant, statistician, Mike Paismore, and our spotter, J.D. Rutledge. Marv Albert with Rich Gannon from Buffalo. The Bills 3-0. The Patriots drop to 2-1. Coming up, the Subway postgame. It has been a thriller in Buffalo. You have been watching the NFL on CBS.